Oh, this is probably what happened last time. Yeah, because... Okay, there it is again, then.
That I might know something that would help your investigation into the possibility that extraterrestrial beings may have influenced the history of Earth. When we spoke, I told you that I did not have any information that I could share with you about anything. Okay, pause. Important to note that the author, Lawrence R. Spencer, is indeed also a fictional author who writes about aliens. Okay. Now, a lot of you, this is where you check out. This is where you go, well, I mean, that sums it up. This guy writes books about aliens, and all of a sudden he gets some lady who says she spoke to an alien and he has the transcripts and no one else does. Seems suspicious? Absolutely, and I concur. It is suspicious. It's not going to stop me from listening, because let's say that what he's saying is true, then I think that this is very important. I think that the level of importance currently outweighs the possibility that this isn't legitimate. So we must continue for our research to read on. Also, this isn't new. You know, Whitley Strieber as well has written many science fiction or fictional books, but is also, as you know, allegedly been abducted by aliens. Also, Nick Pope, who worked for the Ministry of Defense in the UK at the UFO desk, nearly 21 years at the ministry, also wrote science fiction books. So is there a pattern that leads these people to the phenomenon, or are all these people just simply trying to make a bag? You know, that's really up to you to decide. And then I'm sure they've dealt with those criticisms as well. But again, we carry on. Since then, I've read your book and found it very interesting and compelling. Now, I'm not going to read the entire letter of Miss McElroy because I don't think it's pertinent. And I think, again, if you want to read the entire letter, you can go ahead and buy the book. I'm going to give you a few footnotes here that are rather pertinent, and then we're going to get into the interaction with the being. So essentially, she reconsidered her position about not coming forward and not giving him any details or helping him out with, you know, his book. And now she's like, well, maybe I will tell you actually what went on. She goes on saying that many men have been killed to extinguish the possibility of revealing the knowledge that she has helped to withhold from society. But at this point, she's 83 years old, and she says here, I've decided to leave this body, which has outlasted its usefulness to me, using a painless method of self-administered euthanasia.
Weird.
I have very few months to live and nothing to fear or lose. And she goes on talking about fairy mounds and hills of Terra and the Great Mound, like the pyramids. And all of this actually ends up relating back to her relationship with the extraterrestrial and the information that was provided to her. So very fascinating stuff. But here's the reason why she comes forward with this. She says, the crystal clear perspective of hindsight has revealed a higher purpose to me, assisting the survival of the planet, all living beings, and life forms in our galaxy. The status quo of our government establishment has been to protect the people from knowledge of such matters. In fact, the only protection afforded by ignorance and secrecy is to hide the private agenda of those in power to enslave others, and, by doing so, to disarm every perceived enemy and ally through superstition and stupidity. Them's fighting words, Matilda. Matilda's had enough. Now, I'm entrusting these documents to your discretion to impart to the world in any form or matter you see fit. My only request is that you do so in a way that will not threaten your own life or well-being, if possible. If you were to incorporate these notes of my experience into a work of fiction, such as a novel, the factual nature of the material could be easily dismissed or discredited by agency for whom national security is used as a personal shield against scrutiny and justice. In so doing, you could disavow any knowledge of their true origin and claim that it is fictitious work of your imagination. Whoever said that truth is stranger than fiction was right as rain. For most people, all of this will be unbelievable. Unfortunately, beliefs are not a reliable criteria for reality. I agree with that. Well said. Just because you believe something does not make it so. All right, let's get to the meat and bones here. As you know, 1947, July, the Roswell Army Airfield issued a press release stating that personnel from the field's 509th Bomb Group had recovered a crashed flying disc from a ranch near Roswell, New Mexico, sparking intense media interest, to say the least. Later that same day, the commanding general of the 8th Air Force stated that Major Jesse Marcel, who was involved with the original recovery of the debris, had recovered only tattered remnants of a weather balloon. The true facts of the incident have been suppressed by the United States government since then. Now, we know this to be true because Jesse Marcel also came forward later in his life prior to his death, stating that, yeah, there was a cover-up, and the materials that they had were not the weather balloon stuff. And he was told to basically pose with this ridiculous, balsa wood and weather balloon debris.
All I could do is keep a mouth shut. And General Ramey is the one who told the newspapers what it was and to forget about it. It was nothing more than a weather observation balloon. Of course, which we both knew differently.
She goes on to say that she was enlisted in the U.S. Army Air Force, Women's U.S. Army Air Force Medical Corps, which was a part of the U.S. Army back then, and she was assigned to the 509th Bomb Group as a flight nurse at the time of the incident. When the news that there had been a crash was received at the base, I was asked to accompany Mr. Cavett, the counterintelligence officer, to the crash site as the driver of his vehicle, and to render any needed emergency medical assistance to any survivors if necessary. Therefore, I briefly witnessed the wreckage of an alien spacecraft, as well as the remains of several alien personnel aboard the craft who were already dead. When we arrived, I learned that one of the personnel on board of the craft had survived the crash. And this is something that's come up, by the way, in UFO lore, that some people say, oh no, all the bodies were dead. And then other people say, no, there was a single survivor. And this is about that sole survivor. So this being was conscious and apparently uninjured. The conscious alien was similar in appearance, but not the same as the others. None of the other personnel present could communicate with the survivor, as the being did not communicate verbally or by any recognizable signs. However, while I examined the patient for injuries, I immediately detected and understood that the alien being was attempting to communicate with me by mental images or telepathic thought, which projected directly from the mind of the being. I immediately reported this phenomenon to Mr. Cavett, as no other person present could perceive these thoughts, and the alien seemed able and willing to communicate with me. It was decided, after a brief consultation with a senior officer, that I would accompany the surviving alien back to the base. Can you imagine being a nurse? First of all right, there's a wreckage, there's something, whoa, what is that being? Boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden you're getting images in your head, flashes of messages, seeing this body, seeing this being alive, and you're like, what the heck is going on? And imagine Lawrence R. Spencer, the author, reading this note, getting this letter and being like, holy cow. By the way, if anyone's out there who has a similar story, please send it my way. Figure out a way to get in contact with me, maybe through Discord, and I would happily read your letter as well. This was partly due to the fact that I was a nurse and could attend to the physical needs of the alien as well as serve as a non-threatening communicator and companion. So she was designated the companion to the alien. Being a nurse, she could be trusted to tend to the alien should it need any medical attention. She says, my duty was to communicate with and interview the alien and to make a complete report of all that I discovered to command authorities. Subsequently, I was supplied with specific lists of questions provided to me by military and non-military personnel, which I was to interpret for the alien and record the responses to the questions provided. I also accompanied the alien at all times during medical testing and the many other examinations to which the alien was subjected by staff from numerous government agencies. As you can imagine, especially back then, there would be a lot of testing going on. Poor thing. She says, I was given a promotion in rank to Senior Master Sergeant to improve my security rating and to increase my pay grade from $54 a month to $138 a month. Wow, that's a big increase. For this very unusual assignment, I performed these duties from July 7th through to August 1947, at which time the alien died or departed the body, as you will read about in my notes. Although I was never left entirely alone with the alien, as there were always military personnel, intelligence agency
this guy
people,
right here
and a
is just
variety of other...
I'll pause it for a second. This guy's just going over a transcript in a book or something like that about supposedly one of the nurses. She's the nurse that took care of the surviving alien at Area 51, whatever it is, or Roswell, New Mexico, back in 1947. I was eating nachos.
Officials present from time to time, I did have uninterrupted access to and communication with the alien being for nearly 6 weeks. It's a long time. Hereinafter is an interview and summary of my personal recollections of conversations, in quotes, with the alien craft pilot, whom I came to know by the identity of Airl. A-I-R-L, Airl. I feel that it is my duty at this time, in the best interest of the citizens of Earth, to reveal what I have learned from my interaction with Airl during those 6 weeks.
That's what the alien is called.
On the anniversary of her death or departure 60 years ago. Wow, her death. Okay, so according to Matilda, this is a female entity. Very interesting. Although I served as a nurse in the Army Air Force, I am not a pilot or technician. Further, I did not have any direct contact with the spacecraft or other materials recovered from the crash site at the time or thereafter. To that degree, it must be taken into consideration that my understanding of the communications I had with Airl are based on my own subjective ability to interpret the meaning of the thoughts and mental images I was able to perceive. Fascinating. Our communications did not consist of spoken language in the conventional sense. Indeed, the body of the alien had no mouth through which to speak. Whoa. That's crazy and creepy.
That is creepy.
So we're not thinking Skinny Bob here. We're not thinking... there is an image, however.
It's a doll.
This is interesting. UAP Juan shared this a few days ago on his Twitter account, and these were apparently leaked images of alien beings. So creepy, by the way. All right, so do not look at this if you're easily creeped out, but these things are creepy as F. And you'll notice, and this is one thing I noticed, these things, by the way, all right, alien beings apparently leaked images of
That's what they supposedly, that's the footage of, that's what they look like. Right there. Creepy little dudes.
Alien beings. So creepy, by the way. All right, so do not look at this if you're easily creeped out, but these things are creepy as F. And you'll notice, and this is one thing I noticed, they do not perceive to have any mouths. And one of them's wearing like some type of cloak.
Yeah, that's weird, dude.
Is this one of the beings that Matilda communicated with? Very interesting. Our communication was by telepathy. At first, I could not understand Airl very clearly. I could perceive images, emotions, and impressions, but it was difficult for me to express these verbally. Once Airl learned the English language, she was able to focus her thoughts more precisely using symbols and meanings of words I could understand. Learning the English language was done as a favor to me. It was more for my own benefit than hers. Whoa, we taught this alien English. Okay. By the end of our interview sessions, and increasingly since then,
is that better?
I've become more comfortable with telepathic communication. I've become more adept at understanding Airl's thoughts as though they are my own. Somehow, her thoughts become my thoughts. Her emotions are my emotions. However, this is limited by her willingness and intention to share her own personal universe with me. She is able to be selective about what communication I am allowed to receive from her. Likewise, her experience, training, education, relationships, and purpose are uniquely her own. Whoa.
That's weird.
See, this is a really interesting thought for me because when we think about telepathy or we think about sharing some type of intelligent consciousness, we automatically assume that all thoughts are everybody's and everybody agrees and it's this hive mind sort of collective, when in reality, we do apparently transfer thought, but that doesn't really eliminate uniqueness somehow. Individuality still persists to a certain extent. That's really interesting. This is the symbol of the domain. The domain is a race or civilization of which Errol, the alien I interviewed, is an officer, pilot, and engineer, serving in the domain expeditionary force. The symbol represents the origin and unlimited boundary of the known universe, united and integrated into a vast civilization under the control of the domain. Now, is it literally the domain, or is this just like an interpretation of the word domain? Who knows? Errol is currently stationed at a base in the asteroid belt, which she refers as a space station in the solar system of Earth. First and foremost, Errol is herself. Secondarily, she voluntarily serves as an officer, pilot, and engineer in the domain expeditionary force. In that capacity, she has duties and responsibilities, but she is at leave to come and go as she pleases also. Please accept this material and make it known to as many people as possible. I repeat that this is not my intention to endanger your life with the possession of this material, nor do I really expect you to believe any of it either. However, I do sense that you can appreciate the value that such knowledge may have to those who are willing and able to face the reality of it. Mankind needs to know the answers to questions which are contained in these documents. Who are we? Where do we come from? What is our purpose on Earth? Is mankind alone in the universe? If there is intelligent life elsewhere,
Nah, there's no way we're
why
alone.
have they not contacted us? It is vital that people understand the devastating consequences to our spiritual and physical survival if we fail to take effective action to undo long-standing and pervasive effects of alien intervention on Earth. Perhaps the information in these documents will serve as a stepping stone to a better future for mankind. I hope that you can be more clever, creative, and courageous in the distribution of this information than I have been. May the gods bless you and keep you. This is Matilda O'Donnell McElroy. I mean, this is truly, truly fascinating. Folks, you know what the requirements are here. Suspend your disbelief. Check it at the door. You know, belief often gets in the way of a good story. And all too many times, especially in the UFO sphere, I will say, we often get carried away by focusing on the wrong things, by denying evidence prior to even absorbing it, based on a worldview that has already been ingrained and cemented in our psyche. To willingly suspend your disbelief in order to absorb information is a skill that I'm sure that you all possess. To deny information and ridicule it outright prior to absorbing the information, this makes you an accomplice to the cover-up. Intaking information does not mean having to believe it.
Keep showing
Whether
pictures
true,
of the
whether
creepy little
lies,
alien or whatever.
It is still information. And if you find yourself in the face of new information that seems a little unbelievable, unable to absorb this information due to any pre-existing bias that you may have inherited through the few decades that you've been on this planet, then I highly suggest to practice suspending your disbelief. Keep your conviction low when it comes to this information. Do not believe it outright, but do take it in. Only then will you be able to make connections through this and maybe weed out the possible truth that lies within these documents. There might be one piece of information here that connects to something that you already know, and that might unlock an entire new reality for you. Or not. Either way, let's have fun. So this is the first interview with the alien. Matilda writes, by the time the alien had been returned to the base, I had already spent several hours with her. And as I mentioned, Mr. Cavett told me to stay with the alien since I was the only person among us who could understand her communication. I could not understand my ability to communicate with the being. I had never before that time experienced telepathic communication with anyone. The nonverbal communication I experienced was like the understanding you might have when a child or a
flipping bikes
dog
is so boring.
is trying to get you to understand something, but much, much more direct and powerful. Even though there were no words spoken or signs made, the intention of the thoughts were unmistakable to me. I realized later that although I received the thought, I did not necessarily interpret its meaning exactly. I think that the alien being was not willing to discuss technical matters due to the nature of her position as an officer and a pilot with a duty to maintain the security and confidentiality required by her own unit or organization. Any soldier who is captured by the enemy in the line of duty has a responsibility to withhold vital information, even in the face of interrogation or torture, of course. Pause here. This seems a little anthropomorphic to my liking. I just feel like, hey, you know, if this is an interpretation of something, it does also feel like we are imposing something we would do onto this other species. But who knows? Perhaps they're more like us than we think. But in spite of that, I've always felt that the alien being was not really trying to hide anything from me. I just never got that feeling. Her communication always seemed honest and sincere to me, but I suppose you can never know for sure. I definitely feel that I shared a unique bond with the alien. It was a kind of
the alien
trust
could
or
have been
empathy
lying
that you have with a patient or child. I think this is because the alien could understand that I was really interested in her and had no harmful intention, nor would I allow any harm to come to her if I could prevent it. This was true too. I refer to the alien as her. Actually, the being was not sexual in any way, either physiologically or psychologically.
It had
She
boobs.
did have a rather strong feminine presence and
Had some
demeanor.
boobies.
However, in terms of physiology, the being was asexual and had no internal or external reproductive
Big
organs.
old
Her
alien
body
juggies.
was more like the body of a doll or a robot. There were no internal organs, as the body was not constructed of biological cells. It did have kind of a circuit system or electrical nervous system that ran through the body, but I could not understand how it worked. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. That's this part. This part for me does raise a bit of an orange flag, I would
There we
say,
go. We
just
turned it all the way
because
back up.
you know we've read so many
I'm
other
still here flipping
documents
bikes,
and
listening
so
to,
many
like, some
other
freaking crazy alien
eyewitnesses
videos,
who have
you know?
seen the bodies do say that they were not, you know, engineered mechanical or otherwise electrical circuits, that they were flesh and bone. In stature and appearance, body was quite short and petite, around 40 inches tall. The head was disproportionately large relative to the arms, legs, and torso, which were thin. There were 3 fingers on each of the 2 hands and feet,
3
which were
fingers.
somewhat prehensile. Okay, hold on. So we're talking about tridactyls here. Now, this does not comport with the aliens that were dissected by the EBO microbiologist at, whether it's Battelle or Fort Detrick, but this
They had
does
like an alien
bear
freaking
some similarity
autopsy on,
to,
like, Fox
I
News,
think, some
like,
of the
back in the
original
90s.
drawings of the beings at
It was the
Roswell,
weirdest shit ever, dude.
and also the tridactyls that were discovered in Peru. However, those tridactyls were definitely not made of electrical circuits. I understand that a space officer does not need these, as space has no atmosphere to conduct sound. Therefore, sound-related sensory organs are not built into the body, nor does the body need to consume food, hence the absence of a mouth. Okay. The eyes were quite large. I was never able to determine the exact degree of visual acuity of which the eyes were capable, but I observed that her sense of sight must have been extremely acute. I think the lenses of the eyes, which were very dark and opaque, may also have been able to detect waves of particles beyond the visual spectrum of light. I suspect that this may have included the full range of electromagnetic spectrum, or more, but I do not know this for sure. As a little side note, there are footnotes present in this document. And again, these footnotes are, I think, rather important, but these footnotes are written by Lawrence R. Spencer in his book. So if you want to read those footnotes, again, pick up the book. You can get those footnotes.
I've already read the book.
When the being looked at me,
It's a
her
good
gaze
book.
seemed to penetrate right through me, as though she had
The book is
X-ray
called,
vision.
Interview.
I found this a
Alien
little
Interview
embarrassing
with
at
Matilda
first,
McDonald.
until I realized that she had no sexual intentions. In fact, I don't think she'd ever had the thought that I was male or female. It's a strange comment, It became very obvious after a short time with the being that her body did not require oxygen, food, or water, or any of the external source of nutrition of energy. As I later learned, this being supplied her own energy, which animated and operated the body. It seemed a little bit eerie at first, but I got used to the idea. It's really a very, very simple body. There's not much to it compared to our own bodies. Errol explained to me that it was not mechanical, like a robot, nor was it biological. It is animated directly by her as a spiritual being. Technically, from a medical standpoint, I would say that Errol's body could not even be called alive. Her doll body is not a biological life form with cells and so forth.
That's why the aliens look lifeless.
It had smooth skin and covering, which was gray in color. The body was highly tolerant to changes in temperatures, atmospheric conditions, and pressure. The limbs were quite frail, without musculature. In space, there is no gravity, so very little muscle strength is needed. The body was used almost entirely on spacecraft or in low or no gravity environments. Since Earth had heavy gravity, the body was not able to walk around very well, as the legs were not really suited to that purpose. The feet and hands were quite flexible and agile, however. This is very bizarre. Overnight, before my first interview with the alien, the area had been transformed into a buzzing hive of activity. There were a dozen men working on the setup of lights and camera equipment. A motion picture camera and microphone and a tape recorder was there also set up in the interview room. I don't understand why a microphone was needed, since there was no verbal communication possible with the alien. There was also a stenographer and several people busily typing on typewriters. I was informed that the expert foreign language interpreter and a code-breaking team had been flown to the base during the night to assist with my efforts to communicate with the alien. There were also several medical personnel, specialists in various fields, to examine the alien.
That's a lot of
and a
people,
professor of psychology was there to help
alien.
formulate questions and interpret the answers. As I was just a nurse, I was not considered to be a qualified interpreter, even though I was the only one who could understand anything the alien was thinking. There were many subsequent conversations between us. Each interview resulted in exponential increase in understanding between us, and I will discuss later on in my notes. This is the first transcript with the answers to a list of questions provided to me by the intelligence officer at the base, which I debriefed to the stenographer immediately following the interview. Folks, here we go. We're half an hour into this video, and we finally get to the transcript. I apologize, but I think the preamble was required. Official transcript of the U.S. Army Air Force, Roswell Air Force 509th Bomb Group. Subject, alien interview. Question, are you injured? Answer, no. Question, what medical assistance do you require? Answer, none. Question, do you need food or water or other sustenance? Answer, no.
Oh, sorry about that.
Question, do you have special environmental needs, such as air temperature, atmospheric chemical content, air pressure, or waste elimination? Answer, no. I am not a biological being. Question, does your body or spacecraft carry any germs or contamination that may be harmful to humans or Earth life forms or other Earth life forms? Answer, no germs in space. Question, does your government know you are here? Answer, not at this time. Question, are others of your kind going to come looking for you? Answer, yes. Question, what is the weapons capability of your people? Answer, very destructive. She goes here to detail, I did not understand the exact nature of the kind of arms or weapons that they might have, but I did not feel that there was any malevolent intention in her reply, just a statement of fact. Now, I will say that this definitely does sound like a military interrogation. As you all know, if the military discovered a drop of water, the first thing they would do is figure out how to drown you in it. They would worry about the millions of people dying of dehydration after they figured out how to drown someone in a drop of water. I guarantee you that's how they function. So, this adds a little bit of credibility to the case. As soon as they're like, hey, what's up? How you doing? And then, how bad are your weapons? Where are they? Can we see them? Can we play with them? Can we use them? Question, why did your spacecraft crash? Answer, it was struck by an electrical discharge from the atmosphere which caused us to lose control. Now, this is also pretty much echoed in The Day After Roswell by Philip J. Corso. that there was there was a massive storm that night, so perhaps something in the atmosphere, perhaps electrical charge, who knows. Question: why was your spacecraft in this area? Answer: investigation of burning clouds, radiation, explosion. Well, I think we know what they're referring to, possibly the nuclear tests that were going on in New Mexico.
Yep, nuclear tests, bro.
Question: how does your spacecraft fly? Answer: it is controlled through mind. Responds to thought commands. Mind or thought command are the only English language words I can think of to describe the thought. Their bodies, and I think the spacecraft, are connected directly to them through some kind of electrical nervous system that they control with their own thoughts.
Just like
So they're
the
almost
Bob
a
Lazar
part
thing
of
what he
the
was talking
vehicle,
about,
it
bro.
would seem. And again, we find ourselves
It makes
describing what
sense
seems
with
to be
what
this
Bob Lazar
ephemeral
was
form
saying.
of life. A disposable life form that sole responsibility is sort of task-oriented and based around the flight of this craft or whatever the task it
That
had.
sounds
But
cool,
it does
though.
not seem like there is much value in
Yeah,
these
like
in
us
this
with
individual
Neuralink right now, how we can control
life form.
computers with our
And we see this
minds.
over and over. We hear this through, even the crash retrieval whistleblower that came out on 4chan that we read through. Everything was built to spec. There was no extra nothing. Almost as if the mobile construction unit that was placed in the ocean was some type of immune system placed on different planets in order to protect, preserve, and encourage life, forming on planets. And included in these things are sometimes biological entities because they had to interact with the local population. Who knows? But it does seem like this is a trend throughout the type of beings that are encountered, or at least, the smaller type of beings. And the EBO scientists as well said that they had certain nodes on their brain and that the study of this was paramount to everything else. The military wanted to know how the interface of, the physical nodes on the brain interacted with
like
the
these
craft
things
itself. And
were
if you look at
made, and
even
then
Bob
these,
Lazar and the
Bob
craft that
Lazar.
he worked on, there didn't seem to be any type of hardware that you could interact with
yeah.
unless it was on the top floor, which he didn't go to. But there's just these 3 little chairs that they sat in and then perhaps somehow locked in through, their own physiology, to the steering mechanism or flight capabilities of the craft. Question: do you have written language or symbols for communication? Answer: yes. Question: what planet are you from? Answer: the home, birthplace, world of the domain. Since I am not an astronomer, I have no way of thinking in terms of stars, galaxies, constellations, and directions in space. The impression I received was of a planet in the center of a huge cluster of galaxies that is to her like home or birthplace. The word domain is the closest word I can think of to describe her concept, images, and thoughts about where she is from. It could as easily be called the territory or the realm. However, I'm sure that it was not just a planet or solar system or a cluster of stars, but an enormous number of galaxies. Question: will your government send representatives to meet with our leaders? Answer: no. Question: what are your intentions concerning Earth? Answer: preserve/protect property of the domain. Property.
Property of the
or just
domain.
property, huh? Question: what have you learned about Earth, governments, and military installations? Answer: poor/small, period. Destroy planet. Question: why haven't your people made your existence known to the people of Earth? Answer: watch/observe. No contact. I got the impression that contact with people on Earth was not permitted, but I could not think of a word or idea that communicated the impression I got exactly. They are just observing us. Or monitoring. Question: have your people visited Earth previously? Answer:
Yes.
periodic/repeating observations. Question: how long have you known about Earth? Answer:
Forever.
long before humans.
Long before
I'm not sure if
humans.
the word prehistoric would be more accurate, but it was definitely a very long period of time before human beings evolved. Question: what do you know about the history of civilization on Earth? Answer: small interest/attention. Small time. The answer to this question seemed very vague to me. However, I perceived that
Means
her
they were
interest in
here for
Earth
a small
history
amount of
is
time.
not very strong, or that she did not pay much attention to it. Or maybe, I don't know. I didn't really get an answer to the question. Question: can you describe your home world to us? Answer: place of civilization, culture, history. Large planet, wealth, resources always, order, power, knowledge/wisdom. 2 stars, 3 moons. 2 stars. Zeta Reticuli, perhaps? Binary star system?
This stuff creeps me out.
Question: what is the state of development of your civilization? Answer: ancient, trillions of years.
Trillions.
Always, above all others. Plan, schedule, progress, win, high goals/ideas. I use the number trillions because I am sure that the meaning was a number larger than many billions. The idea of the length of time she communicated is beyond me. It's really closer to the idea of infinity in terms of Earth years. Question: do you believe in God? Answer: we think it is. Make it continue. Always. I'm sure that the alien being does not understand the concept of God or worship as we do. I assume that the people in her civilization were all atheists. My impression was that they think very highly of themselves and are very prideful indeed. Question: what type of society do you have? Answer: order, power, future always, control, grow. These are the closest words I could use to describe the idea she had about her own society or civilization. Her emotion, when communicating her response to this question, became very intense, very bright and emphatic. Her thought was filled with an emotion that gave me a feeling of jubilation or joy, but it made me very nervous also. Question: are there other intelligent life forms beside yourself in the universe? Answer: everywhere. We are great / highest of all. So she's saying that there are, but she's at the top. Due to her small stature, I'm sure that she did not mean tallest or biggest. Again, her prideful nature showed through in the feeling I received from her. That's the first interview here. It says here, this was the conclusion of the first interview. When the answers to the first list of questions were typed and given to the people who were waiting for them, they were very excited, and I was able to get the alien to say anything. However, after they finished reading my answers, they were disappointed that I could not understand more clearly. Now, they had a lot of new questions because of the answers I received to the first list of questions. An officer told me to await further instructions. I waited for several hours in the adjoining office. I was not allowed to continue my interview with the alien. However, I was always treated and allowed to eat and sleep and use the restroom facilities whenever I wanted. Eventually, a new list of questions was written for me to ask the alien. I gathered that quite a few other agents, government and military officials had arrived at the base by this time. They told me that several other people would be in the room with me during the next interview so they could prompt me to ask for more details during the interview.
Oh my God,
However, when I attempted to conduct the interview with these people in the room, I received no thoughts, emotions, or any other perceptible communication from the alien. Nothing. The alien just sat in a chair without moving. We all left the interview room. The intelligence agent became very agitated about this. He accused me of lying or making up answers to the first questions. I insisted that my answers were honest and as accurate as I could make them. Later that day, it was decided that several other people would attempt to ask questions of the alien. However, in spite of several attempts by different experts, no one else was able to get any communication at all from the alien. So over the next several days, a psychic research scientist from back east was flown to the base to interview the alien. Her name was Gertrude something or other. I don't recall the last name. On another occasion, an Indian clairvoyant named Krishnamurti came to the base to try and communicate with the alien. Neither one was successful at getting the alien to communicate anything. I was personally not able to communicate telepathically with either of these people, although I did think that Mr. Krishnamurti was a very kind and intelligent gentleman. Finally, it was decided that I should be left with the alien by myself to see if I could get any answers. Truly, truly fascinating. Very simple answers. We've established that this, short little being is kind of giving everyone else the silent treatment, except for what seems to be Matilda, and when there are less people in the room. This creature also seems to think that they are the sort of pinnacle of all beings in the universe, or in the known universe. All right, we move on. It says in the next interview, I was told to ask the alien only one question. So the question is, why have you stopped communicating? And the answer, no stop, others, hidden/cover, secret fear. Matilda says the alien cannot communicate with them because they were afraid of her or do not trust her. And it is clear to me that the alien is very aware that some people have secret intentions toward her and are hiding their real thoughts. It is equally obvious to me that the alien does not have even a tiny bit of fear of us, or anything else for that matter. Whoa. No fear. I guess if you don't have fear, you probably live in the present entirely, or have an absolute disregard for the idea of death. Like, death is nothing to fear, literally nothing to fear. And perhaps if you're trillions of years old, you've long since conquered any fear.
Yeah, you wouldn't have any
perhaps
fear.
even conquered the idea of pain or time. And I often talk about time as being linked to fear, because I do believe that fear is entirely time-based. I think that if you think about anything that causes you anxiety, angst, pain, trauma, any type of negative, fearful emotion is linked inextricably to time. It's the anticipation of pain, the anticipation of losing someone, or something you did in the past. Like, even if you're being attacked by a gorilla, you're still thinking, oh no, I'm going to die. This is going to hurt. I don't want to die. You're projecting forwards, right? So fear is really linked to time. And so if their concept of time is different, perhaps fear just completely vanishes. And also, if their concept of life is different, then obviously death becomes a different concept as well. So the subtle idea that this being does not really fear anything actually gives us quite a bit of information on, how advanced they might be. So her personal note, she says, I pondered the words I chose to convey the meaning of the alien's thoughts very carefully before reporting to the stenographer and to the people who were waiting anxiously in the other room. Personally, I never suffered any fear or misapprehension about the alien whatsoever. I was very, very curious and excited to learn anything and everything I could about her and from her. However, like the alien, I did not have much trust or confidence in the agents or authorities who were controlling my interviews. I had no idea what their intentions towards her might be. However, I'm sure that the military officers were very, very nervous about having an alien spacecraft and pilot on their hands. At that moment, my greatest worry was how to more clearly understand the thoughts and ideas of the alien. I think I was doing pretty well as a telepathic receiver, but not as good as a telepathic sender. I wanted desperately to figure out a better way to communicate with the alien in a way that would enable the growing legion of government officials to understand her more directly without having to rely on my interpretation of her thoughts. I did not feel very well qualified to act as an interpreter, yet I was the only person with whom the alien would communicate. So it was up to me to get the job done. Like, receiving is one thing, but sending is a whole other thing. I was also becoming acutely aware that this was probably the biggest news event in the history of Earth, and that I should be proud to have any part in it. Of course, by that time, the entire incident had been officially denied in the press, and the cover-up of immense proportions by the military and the powers that be had already begun. However, I was beginning to feel the pressure of the responsibility for being the first person on Earth, as far as I knew, to communicate with an extraterrestrial life form. I think I know how Columbus must have felt when he discovered a new world the size of a continent on one small planet. But I was about to discover an entirely new, unexplored universe. While I waited for my next instructions from my superiors, I went to my quarters under escort of several heavily armed MPs. Several other men dressed in black suits and ties accompanied me also. They were still there when I got up in the morning. After breakfast, which was brought to me in my own quarters, they escorted me back to the office at the base that was used for the interview. So that was the second interview. The immense responsibility must weigh heavy on Matilda at this point. I have tried to imagine what that might be like, what that interaction might be like. Coming face to face with something so eldritch, so far removed from any known reality, and not just seeing something that is unrecognizable or feeling something that is completely foreign and exotic, such as a telepathic communication. Not only that, but the stark realization that you are the one must be equally as overwhelming as any of that. Realizing that aliens are real, there's a crash, this thing is communicating, there are, other beings in the universe, we're not alone. All of that is a massive shock to the system. Has to be. One of the biggest shocks you'll ever receive.
How's that
but
shock?
Then there's the realization that you're the one. Like you're Neo.
I just sneezed.
You are responsible for the entire history of humankind.
That's why
not your generation.
Get us some books to read.
Not your government.
Books are probably lies anyways.
Not
too.
everyone that's alive.
Like, here's
everyone
some
that's
lies.
ever existed, ever, and will ever exist. You are the person. That would be enough to cripple most people, I think. You'd have to be philosophically oblivious to a certain extent to move forward with this project, because I think that would be crippling. All right, we're going to do one more interview here before we take a break. This is the third interview with Matilda. The third interview and all subsequent interviews that I had with the alien were observed and recorded, as I mentioned above, by dozens of other people. Although they were not physically present, a special room had been constructed with a window of one-way glass through which the interview could be observed from an adjoining room without intruding on the alien. Now, this has been talked about multiple times. It's been talked about by Oscar Wolf. I think it's been mentioned by Dan Barish. This one-way mirror with this alien on the other side of it. Plus, we've seen, some sketchy alien footage out there that may or may not be real that also feels like this type of environment. I just kind of feel bad for these beings, although they have no fears. There's no real reason to feel bad, but I feel like, what if we just set up like a log cabin with a nice little fire and some classical music? Wouldn't that be more conducive to like an open conversation rather than some stale, I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm not in the army. The alien had been moved into a newly constructed room and was seated in an ordinary overstuffed living room chair covered with a flowery fabric. All right, I take back what I said. They did take a cue from my thoughts. I'm sure that someone had been sent into town to buy a chair from the nearest available furniture store. The alien's body was about the same size as a very thin 5-year-old child, so she was dwarfed by the chair. That's such a funny image. And also a really interesting detail. I mean, even if you're a fictional writer, we need a chair. There are no chairs. We got to get one. This is all we got. And then having this tiny alien body sitting in your grandma's chair. Since her body was not biological, it didn't need any food, air, or heat. And apparently, she didn't sleep either. There were no eyelids or eyebrows above her eyes, so the eyes didn't close. I don't think anyone could tell whether she was sleeping or awake as long as she was sitting upright in the chair. Unless she moved her body or gestured with her hand, it would be hard to tell whether she was even alive or not, unless you could perceive her thoughts. Eventually, I learned that the alien was not identified by her body, but by her personality, so to speak. She was known by her fellow aliens as Errol. This is the closest word I can use to describe the name using the English alphabet. I sensed that she preferred the feminine gender. I think we shared a natural female empathy and nurturing attitude towards life and each other. I'm sure she did not feel comfortable with the combative, aggressive, domineering attitude of the male officers and agents, each of whom was more concerned with their own personal self-importance and power than with discovering the secrets of the universe. I do like this part. I'll be fair and I'll be honest. If there was an entity communicating with us, and first of all, the entities that we hear about are often this feminine energy. But if they were to communicate with us, yeah, I would rather talk to a woman as well, especially if you can read minds. I think we do need a woman for first contact. I think that would be probably help out our side of the, negotiations or discussions, to have somebody a little more empathetic.
Yeah, instead of a dude, you have
be
a
the
chick.
communicator. When I entered the room, she was very pleased to see me. I felt a very genuine sense of recognition, relief, and a warm feeling from her. It was like the eager excitement and unconditional platonic affection one feels from a dog or child, yet with a calm reserve of control. I must say that I was surprised that I felt the same sort of affection for the alien being, especially since we had spent so little time with each other. I was pleased that I was able to continue my interviews with her in spite of all the attention it was getting from the stream of government and military people arriving at the base. It was very obvious that the people who wrote the next series of questions for me wanted to learn how to communicate with the alien themselves without having to go through me. Here are the answers to the new list of questions. Question: can you read or write any Earth languages? Answer: no. Question: do you understand numbers or mathematics? Answer: yes, I am officer, pilot, engineer. Question: can you write down or draw symbols or pictures that we may be able to translate into our own language? Answer: uncertain. Question: are there any other signs or means of communication you can use to help us understand your thoughts more clearly? Answer: no. Matilda writes, I was very sure that this was not true, but I understood clearly that Errol was not willing to communicate in writing or drawing or sign language. My feeling was that she was following orders, like any soldier who had been captured, not to reveal any information that might be useful to an enemy, even under torture. She was only able and willing to reveal non-confidential or personal information or name, rank, and serial number. Now, okay, this does make sense on a logical level. If she was held captive, that she would withhold certain sensitive informations, as we would as well. But it also, feels very convenient in this story that she's like, I can't give you details, So, keep that in mind. Question: can you show us on a map of the stars which is the star of your home planet? Answer: no. This is not because she does not know the directions from Earth to her home planet. She was unwilling to reveal the location. It was also due to the fact that the star system of her home planet does not exist on any star map on Earth. It is too far away. Question: how long will it take your people to locate you here? Answer: unknown. Question: how long would it take your people to travel here to rescue you? Answer: minutes or hours. Question: how can we make them understand that we do not intend to harm you? Answer: intentions are clear. See in your mind images, feelings. Question: if you are not a biological entity, why do you refer to yourself as feminine? Answer: I am a creator, mother, source. Matilda's personal notes. These questions took me only a few minutes to complete. I realized then that we may be in for some serious trouble if the alien was not willing to cooperate or reveal any information that the military or intelligence agencies or scientists considered to be useful to them. I was also sure that the alien was very certain of actual intentions of people who wrote these questions, as she could read their minds just as easily as she could read my thoughts and communicate with me telepathically. Because of these intentions, she was unwilling and unable to cooperate with any of them in any way, under any circumstances. I am equally sure that since she was not a biological life form, that there was no kind of torture or coercion that would change her mind. The power that this little being has, and also if you're dealing with something that's trillions of years more advanced, there's nothing you're going to get from this being. It's already been created to withstand any of our primitive techniques anyways. I think it is interesting though. It's as if a bunch of ants held a human captive, and we're like, where's your queen? And we're like, well, we don't really obey the queen anymore, which wouldn't make sense to them. One thing is certain, that when it comes to this telepathic communication, and if you take it even further into, perhaps, fringe theories of quantum mechanics, that intention is really important. The intention you put behind something, whether it's a thought, whether it's an action, whatever it is, whether it's just the start of your day or writing a letter or saying thank you, those intentions mean more than the actions. They mean more than the words. If I'm helping someone out, but in my mind I'm thinking of, oh, I'm only doing this so that they, trust me, and then I'll steal all their money, right? The intention is all that matters. And in the universe, I think that might be one of the closest universal laws that we could probably fathom, is that intention overrides absolutely everything. And if that's the case, then intention must be fundamental to communicate. It must be a fundamental property of the universe to change or collapse certain wave functions. I think intention is very important. And we hear about this through meditating. We hear about it through manifesting. We hear about it when you even study animals, and you can feel their intention, whether it's friendly or whether it's, unfriendly. I love this idea of telepathic communication being based on impressions and intention and feelings, because I think that probably resonates. And I mean that. It literally physically resonates more than writing something down or saying something. I find it really interesting that we get to witness Matilda's climatization to her communication ability with this entity. Like, she is slowly discovering how to decipher intention into words that these primitive military officers can understand. But at the same time, she acts as, like any translator would in a hostile situation, she acts as a sort of mediator. She has to be careful of what she communicates, because it could affect the lives of other beings in the room. Learning how to communicate telepathically, but at the same time having this responsibility. Must be so intense. Folks, I would love to know what you think of this document so far and this book. I think, if true, it is a invaluable piece of information for humanity. If it is completely fabricated, then at the very least, it is extremely entertaining and allows your mind to expand. And I think that's really the positive effect of fictional writing and storytelling. Some people think, no, it's just going to muddy the waters for UAP disclosure. It takes people who are inspired by fiction to want to pursue this stuff. Either way, this is fascinating. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. It felt really good to go through this with you and to just sort of riff,
This is it, there's no turning back. Cause I'm on a one-way track. 20 years in the game, and I'm out here still making a name. GRAVE-SIGHT, and there's nothing that can stop me. And if I die, I'll just come back with more rap as a motherfucking zombie.
I just gotta stay motivated and keep the thought in my mind that one day I'm gonna make it. Cause I would hate it if I had to say it. I made it, all this music and no one played it. And one day, I'm gonna have to face it. All of this time, writing rhymes I get wasted. Hundreds of songs that I get created, rapping about murder with my face painted. And now I'm upgraded and updated. 20 years in the game, I'm still bad shit. It's the venom that I spit, and I swear to God I get lost in it. I'm inspired to get 1 billion views and have 1 million fans chanting Graveside rules. And I'll be damned to play this game for so long just so I could fucking lose. By now, I've walked 1 million miles in my shoes, and I've been walking on this tightrope as tight as a noose. I wrote my checks and paid my dues, and I'm not going out without a fight, cause I refuse. No, not this time. I've lost my mind. 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 I'm out here making noise without being noticed, rapping horrorcore, cause there's a reason why I chose this. Staying on top of my game, not losing focus, releasing the beast because he is ferocious. My psychosis, I'm unstoppable like cockroaches, and now you know this, the shit I spit is the dopest. And when it comes to sick shit, I am the grossest, but getting anywhere seems hopeless. Staying on the bottom, no I'm not proud of it. I'm fucking pissed and you can tell from how loud I get. I'm going crazy and I just shouted it. No, not again, I must be fucking out of it. I love the sound of it, murder mixed with homicide. And what powers it is the piece of me that died. I'm not counterfeit, I'm losing my mind. It's undevoured in the darkness from going blind. This time, I've lost my mind. This time, I've lost my mind. This time, I've lost my mind. From going blind, my mind is hard to find. I keep on going all gas and no brakes, trying to make a name for years, getting no place. And I can feel myself fading away at a slow pace, going crazy every day as the world rotates. I make raps like God makes snowflakes. I'm undiscovered like I'm lost in the coldest of space. It's like I'm chilling in the middle of some frozen lakes, and I'm not stopping cause this is my chosen fate. No, not again, I'm on the bottom again. Or maybe this is the end of someone that I've been. A person who made the darkness their only friend. Just let it go, all this evilness I have within. I keep on battling, cause I have to win. I'm traveling forward as fast as the wind, cause I'm back again like a knife stabbing skin. I made hundreds of songs cause I'm talented. I'm always running in circles, working just to pay bills. And all these doctors that I've seen just say take pills. But there's no making deals when you're dealing with the devil, who rapes and kills and takes you to another level. There's no stopping what can't be stopped. Even if I'm underground, I'm trying to climb to the top. And I don't give a fuck whether you like it or not. Until the day that I rot, I'm gonna fight for my spot. Keep on spitting acid like a pissed off dragon. 20 years in the game and I'm still here lasting. Blasting off just like a ball from a cannon. No time for relaxing, it's time for some action. And being a nobody, it's something I'm not having. I got a fever, I must have got it from the cabin. Get in my way and I'ma have to start stabbing. The name is Graveside and I'm back rapping. This time, I've lost my mind. This time, I've lost my mind. YouTubing, leading the way, carving a path, fuck in peace. Welcome to the newest and hottest radio station here in Los Santos, GRABE stations. That's right, I took over one of the other radio stations and now this shit is mine. So basically I took all their other music and I threw that shit out the window.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, Los Santos! It's me, Santa Claus! I'm here to give you presents!
Every year on Christmas, I rob motherfuckers cause this is my business. Coming with that sickness, and you can hear me coming from a distance. I'm coming back like a jingle bell, I'm coming back like an evil demon straight from hell. I'm here to kill you quick and steal your shit, make you trip. Motherfucker, I'm not here to fail. Every year on Christmas, if you got money, then I gotta get this. Stealing shit from you bitches, then it's back to the grave, keep counting up my riches. I'll leave it face down in some ditches, better give me that cause you won't miss this. Poof, I'm here, then I'm gone, in a motherfucking instant. I'm not Santa Claus, I'm the opposite. Motherfuckers gonna get robbed talking shit, and don't think I won't pop in the clip and start pop popping at you, bitch. You'll hear a laugh and then a jolly sound, and then your bitch ass will be licking on the ground. And I'm running away with all your shit, disappearing into a magic green cloud. If you got cash in your pockets, motherfucker, I'm here to rob this. I'm hungry just like a shark is, gotta get this money from these targets. It sounds like I'm heartless, cause I'm coming straight from the motherfucking darkness. It's the gooch and he's loose, so roll out the motherfucking red carpets. Every year when it's Christmas time, I'm out here getting what's mine. Taking anything that I can find, robbing motherfuckers blind. I hate these motherfuckers just like the Who's, that's why I'm out here breaking these rules. I'll break into your motherfucking house and steal everything you got, your money, your jewels. It's all about that robbery, you motherfucker, there ain't no stopping me. Instead of a seasoned greeting, you're getting a seasoned beating. I'll straight up knock you off your feet. I hate that singing noise and I can't stand the sound of those toys. I can't stand that holiday cheer, same bullshit, year after year. And if you got it, then I'm gonna get it. Empty out your pockets, everything in it. Stock the target, then I gotta hit it cause I'm money hungry, yeah, I admit it. I'm not no jolly flat fuck, and if you run into me, then it's bad luck. When I back up the black truck and start blasting at you with the shotgun pump. If you wanna see the gifts that I brung, emptying clips from my gun, then everyone starts to run, but you find out quick that I'm far from done. First a shot, put off in the face, and blew his brains all over the place. Then I killed Donner, Dasher, Dancer, but Prancer, stabbed him with candy canes. Vixen, Blitzen, Comet, and Cupid blew him up with hand grenades, and I had to send them to their graves. No longer will they be Santa's slaves. Dressed up like Kris Kringle, the big difference is that I'm evil, stealing everything that I can in this land and from all of its people. Turning holiday cheer into holiday fear, you never know when I'm near. Appear out of nowhere, then I'm here to jack your shit and then disappear. Better hide your cash in your snacks when you know that I'm on the loose. And gravesite this year's dressed up like the motherfucking gooch. Stealing every day from everyone, try to hide but there's no way you can run, unless you can run faster than the bullets that are coming out of my motherfucking gun. Hit you, the pocket pick you, this is the shit that I'm into. I'm not picking through trash, so give me that cash, you don't even know what I've been through. And I'll rob you, yes, this is true, and there's not much you can really do. Just give me that cash and give it up fast before I gotta fucking beat you. So fuck you and your holiday, you're gonna cry like a bitch when I take it away. Making my way every motherfucking night and day when I'm robbing every motherfucking here in GTA. Gotta get my pay every day and night, gotta get my money, gotta get it right. And no, I can't stop it, I gotta see profit, I'll steal every Christmas light. Hit the city like a heist, got my bag full, cause you know it's all about that cash flow. I ain't playing no motherfucking games, what the fuck you think this is Hasbro? Gotta get him, then I hit him with a slash throat, leave him on the ground with the fucking ass broke. Money grind got me wrapped up like a lasso, now I'm a king, chilling in my castle. Every year on Christmas, I rob motherfuckers cause this is my business. And every year on Christmas, I rob motherfuckers so I can get those riches. Every year on Christmas, every year on Christmas, every year on Christmas, I'm feeling the essence. Every year on Christmas, every
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, Los Santos!
Every time that I get up on a microphone, I gotta dedicate a rhyme to your girl, come on. Come on. Every time that I get up on a microphone, I gotta dedicate a rhyme to your girl, come on. Come on. my name rolls off your tongue. Damn near knocked out the wind out my lungs. Baby girl, you're the one, you're the maximum. You got other men begging for scraps and crumbs. I can't front, I want it all in one lump sum. Baby girl got me sitting on my hands and thumbs. I ain't done, girl, you got the magic touch. You seen every man out here and passed them up, except one. Baby girl, that's what's up. I can't wait for the day when we're hanging tough. I said, I don't know what you did to me, but I like it, I love it. Oh, I don't know what you did to me, but I like it, I love it. Said, I don't know what you did to me, but I like it, I love it. Oh, I don't know what you did to me, but I like it, I love it. Oh, every time that I get up on a microphone, I gotta dedicate a rhyme to your girl. Come on, come on. Every time that I get up on a microphone, I gotta dedicate a rhyme to your girl. Come on, come on. I don't care what they say, I'ma ride for your girl, that's how it's gonna stay. As long as we together, then I can't complain. If they talk, let them talk, how I feel won't change. Top notch, baby girl, you're off the charts. And when God made you, you know we made it work of art. I wanna be with you, girl, from the finish, from the start. From dusk till dawn and from morning till the dark. Oh my God, whenever we apart, it's like a poison dart shot through my heart. Real talk, baby girl, you're all I want, but not some, not part, but with all of my heart. Girl, I don't know what you did to me, but I like it, I love it. Oh, I don't know what you did to me, but I like it, I love it. Say, I don't know what you did to me, but I like it, I love it. Oh, I don't know what you did to me, but I like it, I love it. Oh, every time that I get up on a microphone, I gotta dedicate a rhyme to your girl. Come on, come on. Every time that I get up on a microphone, I gotta dedicate a rhyme to your girl. Come on, come on. Girl, you look so good, I wanna drive it on home like a nail through wood. Girl, you look so nice, every time you walk by, make a man look twice. Girl, you look so fine, wanna say so much, can you make a little time? Girl, you look so cute, women getting at me just to get at you. I don't know what you did to me, but I like it, I love it. Oh, I don't know what you did to me, but I like it, I love it. Said, I don't know what you did to me, but I like it, I love it. Oh, I don't know what you did to me, but I like it, I love it. Oh.
Yeah, now I stole that beat, and I'm gonna have to get another beat for that, dude. Let's read that one. Dude, I'm getting unbelievably bored here.
Excuse me, I was wondering.
Dude, I can't believe that I've been playing this game for almost 12 years. I've been a GTA YouTuber for like 8 of them straight up every day. Man, it's been a long time. Damn, it's been a long ride. Man, it's been a long time. Living every day in the sunshine. Man, it's been a long time. Damn, it's been a long ride. Man, it's been a long time. Living every day in the sunshine. It started off with a dream, now I'm living the grind. Cruising Los Santos, memories rewind. All the Bondwood nights and all the heists. Looking at the city in the pretty lights. I hope the good memories never go away or blow away like the leaves in the trees one day. And God knows that I wanna stay, but everybody knows GTA 6 is on the way. And if you see me in the streets, better show respect, cause I've been here for so long, I'm known as a vet. I've been here since the beginning, 97 bitch, GTA 1 and I'm still winning. 11 years deep in the game, since the beginning it's never been the same. And I'm out here making a name every day in GTA, and not much has changed. I gotta pack this pistol every motherfucking day just to make it back to my crib. You wouldn't believe all the shit that I did and what I won't admit. Peeling off in my fast car, you can't get away from me cause you know you won't last far. Then watch you crash hard into a tree. Motherfuckers try to get away but there's no getting away from me. It's all about the homicides, count money, and my mind rides.
It's all about the stick up riches, and after that I'm picking up some bitches. It's all about the golden nights and living in the city, man. I told you it's nice. It's all about the cash flow, and the money grind got me wrapped up like a lasso. It's all about the good times and the bad, and looking back at all the time we had. It's all about the high life. Fuck around and I'ma cut you with my knife. But man, I wasn't gonna cut you, I was just joking. Can you take a joke? Seriously, here, look at this knife, so I can stab you. Man, it's been a long time. Damn, it's been a long ride. Man, it's been a long time. Living every day in the sunshine. Man, it's been a long time. Damn, it's been a long ride. Man, it's been a long time. Living every day in the sunshine. When we on the beach, bitch, you'll never find me when I'm chilling in the small breeze glitch. Right underneath the rocks, you'll never see me busting at you with shots. Go ahead and call the cops, so that ain't stopping me for shit. When I bust out the chopper and I chop you to bits. So just keep on talking shit and I'ma chop up your lip. There's no stopping this green alien apocalypse. You fucking bitch, with my crew right beside me, cleaning up the crime scene. And these bitches cops will never find me. I keep on grinding every day, cause it's the only game I play. GTA, so get the fuck out of my way. And if you see me on the highway, I'm swerving left to right lane like I'm fucked up off of champagne. I'm in the fast cars in a fast life, and I can't even remember what the fuck I did last night. Probably got drunk off this wiser, slurring all my words when I'm trying to talk to the taxi driver. Man, it's been a long time. Damn, it's been a long ride. Man, it's been a long time. Living every day in the sunshine. Man, it's been a long time. Damn, it's been a long ride. Man, it's been a long time. Living every day in the sunshine. Man, it's been a long time. Who called the fucking cops? Keep putting the fucking money in the bag right now. Motherfucking red and blue is on the way, and I gotta get the fuck out of here. Give me the money. Put it in the bag. Thanks. Gotta get away from the crime scenes. Gotta get away from the high beams. Gotta get away with my dreams. Gotta get away with these 5 keys. Gotta get away from the police. Gotta get away from these streets. Gotta get away before they say freeze. Gotta get away with these evil deeds. Gotta get away with the money cash. Gotta get away really fucking fast. Gotta get away before the guns blast. Gotta get away before they kill my ass. Gotta get away before the fun stops. Gotta get away from the gunshots. Gotta get away from the dumb cops. Gotta get away because I'm the boss. Gotta get away with these diamonds. Gotta get away from the sirens. Gotta get away from the violence. Gotta get away from my sins. Gotta get away before it's too late. Gotta get away somehow, I gotta escape. Gotta get away from ever robbing this bank. Gotta get away somehow in this tank. Gotta get away like a phantom in the night. Ducking through the dark alleys where the shadows consume the light. Got a big bag of cash on my back, and you know the weight is heavy. Trying to get away from the motherfucking cops in my modded Chevy. Dodging the red and blue, gotta get away before I run out of fuel. Gotta get away, busting off shots. Fuck the cops, I'm looking real cool. And you know that I'm old school, and I don't follow no rules. I'm an OG and you never catch me, but this is nothing but old news. Gotta get away with these riches. Gotta get away from these bitches. Gotta get away with some distance. Gotta do that shit with persistence. Gotta get to the train tracks. Then you know it's time to relax. And when I get back to the crib, it's time for me to start counting up these stacks. Gotta get away any way that I know I can. Gotta get away like a holiday, yo. Just follow the master plan. Never giving up, pedal to the floor, hands steadily gripping the wheel. Gotta get away any way that I know how, and the only way that I know is to kill.